Hello and welcome to Most Haunted Extra. We are here in what I would only describe as a very, very quaint little village that hides an awful lot of mystery, ghosts and phantoms. We're here at the Black Bull in Haworth, and as soon as you come down the street, it's like you're walking back in time.
And it's a beautiful place. There's a lot of history here with the Bronte sisters and the Bronte brother as well.
The pub itself is pretty much like some of the places we've been to before.
Where people come and frequent, enjoy, smoke and drink, and even read the newspaper. And in all honesty, I don't think it's haunted.
If you go behind the pub, there's an old cemetery. It's massive, and the soil's fallen away from where it used to be, and you can see that some of the graves have actually slid down. And rumour has it that some of the coffins might have actually gone underneath the pub itself.
I know it's got a lot of history, but there isn't an atmosphere or anything. I haven't been speaking to the landlord on that. You've got some very scary stories.
The stories are intriguing me. What gets me more than anything is the children that live here. Obviously, we can't name them, but they have befriended the ghosts here. They talk to them.
There's a girl who's very poorly and she doesn't breathe because she's dead already.
A little girl has been seen offering her sweets to something that doesn't exist or something that isn't there. And that is really scary.
There's lots of full apparitions that have been seen here many times, so I'm really looking forward to tonight, and I'm sure we're going to get something. I really am. So it's a good one. I'm feeling really positive.
Given the gothic tendencies of the Bronte sisters in some of their novels, the dark and foreboding scenes that they describe in some of their novels, I'm quite excited about investigating this place and the actual location of it within the Bronte area. I'm always a bit wary about old pubs though, how much of it is true eyewitness accounts or how much of it is mythology that is built up around one too many ales late at night.
I think you've got to remember that a place like this that goes back well over 300 years has been the heart of the village. Everything's been conducted in a place like this. So much life has gone on in here, and probably so much death as well, that you're going to get ghosts in a place like this.
I'm not saying that the stories have been created for commercial purposes. What I'm trying to hint at is that we're in an environment, especially a pub, as with other old pubs, where it's very much a storytelling tradition. If somebody has a drink and they're telling the story, you know, they may tell it many, many times, and we know that things may get embellished.
People do have too much to drink and start exaggerating as well, but I'm a great believer in there's no smoke without fire. And there's usually some basis in the story in the first place, even though it gets embellished over the years.
I take both Kieran and Richard's point. However, for me, if I do my walk around, I come up with, even if it is just a grey lady is seen at the bottom of these stairs, period. If that's what people are reporting, seeing, regardless of how they come to it, then surely that is evidential as well, because I have never been to this place in my life. I haven't been to drink behind the bar and listen to what the barman said. But if I'm saying I'm picking up a grey lady at the bottom of these stairs that's been reported throughout the centuries, then it's evidence, I suspect.
When we were filming GVs yesterday, that light was facing that, and apparently the ghost or whatever is in this place moors about with this light and it changes, and then Stuart's just noticed that has actually changed because it was that way before when we were getting GVs of it.
Honestly, I've only just seen that now. I've not moved it.
No one definitely more with that though.
No, mate. Honestly, I don't know. I've just noticed it then. So why someone would want to move that, I don't know. I don't even think the crew members know about the story. There's only us two. Obviously, Carl knows about it because he's read through it, but he's not been round here today anyway.
When I was talking to John and I went over because I said about the next shot, and I said to him, "Have you moved the light?" And he said, "No one's been down here." And I said, "It's moved."
So should we move it back?
I think it's worth moving back. there's a story here about this light. The painting is a print, and the light above it is said to move in the morning when people come out. The light moves. Now, we've been in here for a couple of hours now. We've had shots of this place, we've done GVs, everything's been as it is now. And we came back about 15-20 minutes ago, and the light had actually moved round. Unfortunately, we can't verify that someone hasn't either cleaned it or moved it. It's quite strange that is one of the phenomena that happens here, and it's happened while we've been here.
I've just gone round and asked all the crew if they've moved anything, and no, they don't even know the story about that.
Well, it's 1 o'clock. We've moved it back to its starting position at 1.
It's 10 past 1.
Well, it's actually 7.5 minutes past 1 to do it. We've just had the best seance ever. Obviously, there was Derek, Stuart, myself, and Richard around the table, just the four of us.
I don't know how to explain what's gone on.
It was fascinating. I'm very confused.
And the earth moved for us. It really did.
We all put our feet on top of each other so we can all vouch for the person next to us that's not moving. So the feet aren't moving, touching the table. Can we all touch feet?
Yeah, certainly.
Yeah, good idea that.
Okay.
No.
I mean, I know because we're your foot.
Yeah,
put your foot on top of mine.
Yeah. Is that your foot? Yes, it is. Yeah, you're on top of mine.
We trust each other, but we have to do this for all you guys at home. So you know that we are going to every length to prove that there is no shenanigans going on.
Well, we got in touch with Patrick Bronte, who was the vicar here, father of Charlotte, Anne, Emily, and Branwell, who haunts this place.
We picked up with Reverend Patrick Bronte, and if that is what we did pick up on, it was amazing. It didn't like Stuart blaspheming.
Oh,
moved on a spun.
Reverend Tidbit, now we are talking to a man of the cloth here. We need to be respectful. Reverend Patrick, was that you? How are you moving this table? Now listen, Stuart, sorry, listen.
And when Richard kind of apologised for the language Stuart had used, it stopped. Stopped dead.
Reverend Patrick, please. We are shocked, as I'm sure you're shocked with our language. We come only with respect. Please don't let us go home disappointed.
And all of a sudden, this big heavy bloody table that I said, now you can't move it because we've tried moving it on camera anyway, just to show basically how heavy this thing is. The table starts tipping up. It starts moving towards me.
Reverend Patrick Bronte, are you back with us?
It's coming towards me! It's coming towards me! The table actually got more and more violent, and I think on 2 occasions the table actually tipped up towards Richard.
Richard Felix was just, well, you could see his face. He was so excited and thrilled. He was saying more, more.
And I got this ridiculous sensation. I could actually almost sense a face of someone pushed up against me, staring at me. And I genuinely think that it was the spirit of the Reverend Patrick Bronte.
That is the most impressive, is it not?
Yeah,
most
we are
impressive movements.
If I want, let me just do this now. My hands are in the middle. I'm doing it now, yeah, and my hands are slipping on it. I've actually got to literally put loads of weight on that.
Yeah.
But you've got to bounce that onto Richard.
Yeah.
So that it doesn't tip back.
Yeah.
You can't do it.
I'm just trying to rule out anything for the viewers back home, you see. I don't want them to think that I did that, though it came from my direction. Well, no, I couldn't.
Yeah, but there's other times it didn't come from your direction. It came over.
I can't pull that table back to me. I just can't do it.
I know what you're going to say. That we move it ourselves, but we don't. We don't.
It was amazing. I know Derek said that it was the most amazing seance he'd ever been involved with.
To me, the most impressive 1 hour period of my spiritual experiences, and it was something I'll not forget, not in a long time.
Is it paranormal? Probably. because I know for a fact, and I trust the crew 100% who was with us at the time.
I'm gobsmacked. If it was indeed a spirit entity that was doing that to a table, I'm extremely impressed.
It was phenomenal. It was fabulous. It really was one of the best seances that I've ever done.
What you saw is what you got, and that was bang on, and that was the truth.
So what I'd like to do is can I just borrow the pen? I just want to see what I'm getting in my head. You know, it's not automatic writing.
David actually started automatic writing, although it wasn't strictly automatic writing. He didn't really go into trance. It wasn't what you'd expect automatic writing to be. It was more, and I described it at the time as intuitive inscribing.
It says, solving the riddle of life takes more than a man and his wife. Look towards the east. There you will find the beast.
Is that from Ian Carl?
Yeah, I was going to say that.
Where did that come from?
It's just it came from him. Beast is not anything. It's not demonic. It's the beast you're searching for.
Ah, I see.
This is just bizarre.
What does that say?
If a child can give birth to a child, can man give birth to mankind? I think what they're referring to is approaching things like a child. I wonder if that's for us. It's for us to approach something like a child. Are we getting too complicated?
So he's helping us.
Maybe this is trying to help us, but this type of communication, when it's riddled and rhymed, tends to go higher up.
So this isn't from Bramwell?
I don't think it's from Bramwell, no.
The source of that riddle, I think, is more from his subconscious rather than the paranormal source, especially given his teachings within this particular area and within various mythologies and Eastern philosophies and that sort of thing.
Solutions I've found. It's something far underground. Writings on walls yet to be uncovered.
Is it the pyramids? Are they meaning the writings on the walls in the pyramids underground? In the uncovered tombs? Is that what they mean?
I'm not just saying it because you just said that. Well, that was the image I had in my head.
What have you put there?
Name.
What's the name?
It might be our friend Balthazar.
This isn't David's first spiritual encounter with Balthazar, for this very same name was also given to him on a recent reading of London Dungeon. Our research at the time discovered that the name translates from Hebrew as protect the king and has several other associations, including the name attributed to one of the Bible's three wise men.
I have to be honest, I've never, in all the investigations I've done, come across such a strong, powerful being. It's almost like he's more than an astral. He's more like a guide to us, you know. He's not a guide I recognise. He's not one of my guides, most definitely not. And I don't think he's associated with anyone particularly in the crew. But the name he's given me is Balthazar.
Different times and different locations. So what was linking David to this name? Both psychic and parapsychologist remain intrigued and optimistic.
Kieran and myself and whoever, we will have a look at it and we'll analyse it from our different perspectives.
I'm fascinated by finding the answers to questions, and a riddle is basically the ultimate question.
Somewhere in there will be answers, and somewhere in there there'll be steps to move forward from.
Because it's a riddle that's couched in the paranormal, supernatural, Egyptian mythology by the look of things, those sort of things, it makes it equally fascinating.
Regardless of where it comes from, if it came from my subconscious or if it came from outside of my subconscious, it doesn't really matter as long as it provides answers and perhaps the next step. That's the key. Always look for the next step.
What I'll do is dig out my hieroglyphics dictionaries and be prepared to translate the answer should it appear later on in the series.
And it's better to have to discover things than it is for people to say, do this, do that, do the other. Discover things for yourself and they've got so much more value.
And we'd like to open our quest to discover more, to you, the Most Haunted viewers. Can any of you help us to solve this riddle? If you feel that you can, then email your suggestions to www.livingtv.co.uk/mosthaunted. And here are those mysterious words once more. Solving the riddle of life takes more than a man and his wife. Look towards the east, there you will find the beast. If a man can give birth to a child, can man give birth to mankind? Solutions are found far underground, on walls yet to be uncovered. Where water flowed, there now is sand. You don't have to come, it can come to you. It's not what, but it's where.
I've just come back from being down in the graveyard, which is... It's a massive graveyard, it's really atmospheric.
There was myself, Rachel, John Dibley and Joe.
Out of the locations around here, the graveyard was one that I was really looking forward to going to.
How are you feeling, Richard?
Apprehensive. I'm always apprehensive about graveyards.
The weird thing is if you listen, it's so quiet.
It's quiet.
Unbelievably
The problem
quiet.
we've got in there is it's full of dead people.
We should split off into two groups,
Yes.
those two and us two.
We have to allow for things dropping from trees, like birds, not dropping from trees, but
like birds.
like dead birds dropping from trees. You have to allow for things like that. It's pretty, I tell you what, it's very eerie.
I'm feeling as if I shouldn't be here. I get this feeling that they're stupid, this is. Eyes looking at me, condemning me for being here.
You see, I don't feel like eyes. I just feel like that a hand could come out of one of these.
We came here earlier and there was loads of crow's nests. And my biggest concern is the obvious. That I don't want to get shat on.
I'm going to ask if there are any spirits in this graveyard.
Can you hear us? Can you hear me speaking? Crows have gone very quiet.
Anyone in the graveyard? What's that?
I think it was a crow.
Bird.
Please, could you give us a sign? That's so creepy, those birds.
It's amazing. Oh my goodness.
It's definitely a cat, wasn't it?
That is an owl, isn't
Yeah.
it?
No, if not, it's somebody making a funny old cry.
We're right in the corner of the cemetery, and there are loads of these gravestones, and obviously stacked up, and we're right where it borders a hedge, but it's very dark. You really can't see anything.
We're all walking over dead people and it's really not very nice.
Steady, kid.
We're actually in their grave. Oh, this is disgusting.
Oh God, that moved then.
Oh shit. This grave here, which you can't see probably.
It moved.
It moved.
It moved. I'm going. Quick.
This isn't good.
I don't think we're having any luck here, and it's not really doing much for me. See what they think, yeah. The others had a lot of joy. It was just been dead.
Oh, very good. But I felt nothing.
Yeah, we sort of felt like we
very
were
atmospheric.
wandering aimlessly.
And we went up into the corner.
Yeah, we went. Lovely noises.
We were
Fantastic
an owl,
noises and
super.
mist
An owl,
and-
you could see it sitting there. It's so flat.
Yeah.
And yet such a fantastically
It's great atmosphere.
graveyard. Yeah?
Yeah.
Wonderful. But I could. I don't think it wouldn't. But I could go on my own, I think, almost.
Yeah.
We've just come back from the graveyard with Stuart.
What an awful place that is to be.
I have to admit, at this present moment, the graveyard is kind of It is kind of scary. It's very dark. You literally can't see anything in front of you. There are a few lights, but there's fog all over the place. It's perfect for a horror film.
I've been a bit of a prat really because it's pretty dark. You can't really see much. Carl had the camera, I didn't have one. The crew had the rest of the cameras. So anyway, we're walking along. Carl's in front of me. Carl saying, "You all right, Stuart?" Saying, "Yeah, everything's fine, hunky dory."
I'm talking to Stuart, and he kind of lets out this yelp, and he's gone. You can just about see in the distance. Ah! Where? Stu, where are you?
Falling in a hole.
And all I could hear him say was, "Help me!" And I'm thinking, where are you?
As I went down, there's a concrete plinth around the side, and it actually gave my knee a bit of a twang, and it's still sore now. I've had a look at it. There's no cuts on there. It's just, I think I've just bruised it. I think there'll be a big bruise there tomorrow.
Shit, you alright?
Oh yeah, I just banged my knee a bit. That's all.
And he's actually fallen down this partially open grave. There's this grave that's kind of collapsed, and it's about 2 foot down. And he went down it. At one point I thought, please don't have gone into a grave, because that would have been awful.
Oh man, I don't look one anymore, to be quite honest with you.
Well, that's it. Finished at the Black Bull. It's been very interesting on various levels for me.
This place, 9 out of 10. It's great.
I think it is haunted. I would like to come back again, but whether we will get the time to or not, I don't know, but it's been good.
That's it for Most Haunted Extra, and I hope you've enjoyed it, and let's hope we actually catch a ghost for you next week. Who knows? Strange things have happened. Take care.